Well, welcome in everybody to another edition of Pick Your Politics. And for our viewers and new viewers, please remember to like the show, please share the show, and subscribe to the show. We would very, very much appreciate it. And you know what the show is about. We bring you various people that are running for office. They could be candidates for office. They could be the incumbents. They could be Republican. They could be Democrat. They could be independent. And it's kind of getting you a little bit more up close and personal to find out what their philosophy is, whether you agree with that or not, and to check them out a little bit more. But the most important thing is you got to get out and vote, because without doing that, none of this means anything. We've got a great guest for you today, and I know you're going to enjoy what she has to say, because she's very, very interesting. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest, Socorro Keenan. She is the Republican candidate running to become the Nevada Secretary of State. And I just was reminded about this myself, but heaven forbid if something happened to our governor, to our lieutenant governor, guess who becomes the governor of the state of Nevada? It is the Secretary of State. So it's a very, very important position in that sense. And it's an important position despite that, because they do a lot in the state. And we're going to talk about some of the responsibilities and what they do. Socorro earned an Associate of Arts degree from Citrus College in California. And speaking of schools, I read you broke the mile record while in high school.
I did.
How'd that come about?
I don't know. My brother reminded me. He says, "Hey, someone just broke your record." I said, "What record?" He said, "Remember you broke the record for the mile?" I said, "Oh, I forgot about that." So I just recently was reminded, because I totally forgot.
So you were a runner.
I was runner in track, 1 mile.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow,
I
wow.
love track. I was really good in probably the short run, but my brother said, no, to be a real good runner, I'll teach you how to do this.
Do the mile. That's great.
So he taught me how to breathe, and that was the most important part of running.
That is quite an accomplishment. That's very interesting. You have a very extensive work-related bio, so we have just a few highlights, because if we went through the whole thing, we wouldn't have any time for the show, and we sure want to make that. I have a two-part question, though, for you to start it off. Number one, what made you want to enter the world of politics? And secondly, why choose the Secretary of State over all of the other offices?
What made me run for office, number one, was because I knew and I know that we're not right with the most important part of what we have to get done in all the states, and that's voting, and who counts your votes and how they're counted. So I've known that, because we end up with people that really should not be there, and they are the chaos. They cause the friction of our state.
Yeah.
And our minds and everything that should have more balance to our lives. And what made the second question was why? What was the second one?
Why did you choose particularly
Secretary
the
of State.
Secretary of State?
The Secretary of State I ran because I worked for Governor Bob Miller. I saw exactly how the state, how everything is. They manage the state, and I understand. And I was watching how the most important part that we have to pay attention. Voting is always number one, always, because that's going to dictate how we're going to live our next years.
Exactly.
Right, and then the other thing was, commerce. I know how to build commerce. I've helped many people open up their businesses. I love businesses. I love to see people's talents. And I had a talent agency for 32 years. And employment. If they didn't have talent, I got them a job. I didn't lie to them. I wasn't going to visit a priest and him tell me, you know, no, come
That's
on, you got to
great.
get him a job.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact that God gave everyone so many talents, and we're not using them right,
Yeah.
you know, righteously. We have so much to do still. There are many companies that are opening up all across the nation, and they don't have enough workers. Why? Because there's a lot of things that have not been set up correctly so that they can go to work. So we have a lot to do. But that's
Okay.
what made me run, and then probably securities. I know securities because the Secretary of State runs the security
Security, yeah.
division, oversight. So we have oversight on that. We have notaries.
Yeah.
I believe that the notary should go and pretty much be part of the voting system and get them working on the voting system because they have to notarize your identification. It's very important to keep them working,
Yeah.
keep them on top of everything, and they have to have their notary books, inspected.
And more people are calling for voter identification.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be.
I agree with that.
Why are they playing hide and go seek on
Yeah.
this issue? And dodgeball, come on. We have our contender, Cisco the Kid. So he's got to learn. He can't be defiant against Trump. President Trump, I'm asking for federal intervention for not only the general election, but also for the primary. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people got stiffed on that one, and he knows it. He knows he's got to turn over the voter roll, and he's not doing it. If it was me, I would do it. But the bottom line is that Secretary of State should not be handling the voting for their office. It should be independent from their office because it's conflict of interest. That's a given. That's a given.
That's a great point. That is a great point. Let me ask you this. When you get elected, what's the biggest change you would make in that office immediately?
Okay, I'll tell you, it's really simple. You know what? We went too far, Dennis. We've gone too far on too many things. Like now AI has to figure out how they're going to get all these, safety nets so
Yeah.
that people don't cross over things that are going to hurt other people. But what we went too far with is we went too far with the Dominion machine. It dominates. That came from Venezuela. Okay, so this guy Maduro was into everything. He was into drugs. I mean, he was Mr. Cartel, and he was in Mr. Voting, everything. He did everything that he could to, honestly, to control the world. He really was in that whole realm. And then the other thing is the control, the fact that we had to deal with not only the voting, but also that we wanted to change. We need to change. It's a one day, one person, one ID. Paper talks. Every country uses paper. Why? Because it's an easy way to get back, and we don't need to have the mail-in ballots only if they're military.
Yeah.
And there are certain exceptions.
Yeah.
But we have so much that we have to get done right, and then bring in the right people and get rid of that darn warehouse that it was misused to be abused. Over on Trailways, I believe that's the address, that they have so many exits. That's how they can get rid of the votes they don't want. I mean, I talked to Joe when he was there before, and when I ran for Secretary of State in 2022, and I asked him, I said, well, why do you have a warehouse that's so, I mean, it's all divided. It should be open. He says, I'm following the law, Socorro, and I'm going to retire right after this. I said, that's not a good answer, but okay, I'll take it. So there we are.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we had to follow what they were doing because they didn't know what they were doing for the majority,
Yeah.
for the goodness of what they're supposed to be there.
I mentioned you have quite a background, quite a resume. You've done everything from casino marketing to
Yes.
opening, as you mentioned, your own talent agency.
Yes,
You have worked in private banking
yes.
to being an executive headhunter for major corporations.
Yes. And I know what we need to. Now, I have to tell you something very important. When I worked for Governor Bob Miller,
who was a great
A
guy.
great,
by
great
the
guy.
way.
Great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
If you're listening, you're a great guy.
Yes, you are.
So the main thing that I saw, he's the one in 1990. I worked for him. I saw that they were building Nevada, Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They were building it like nobody's business. And Gage Chappell from UNLV was involved with, marketing the state of Nevada, where we had all these incentives for all these people, all these companies. Many if you opened up a corporation.
Right.
I mean, they really made it where people would have a safety net, like they couldn't get sued. I mean, they really they put things in perspective, and they didn't really give them, a certain amount of money like they're doing now in all these different counties that I noticed when I was running for office here. And I saw that there was, he showed the way, and they made Nevada boom, truly, in southern Nevada, and now it's northern Nevada. I want to connect both Nevada, the northern and the southern, and I know what we have to do. And they don't like us because they think that all the money is going to us, but they don't realize it disappears along the way when they're going south. So I'm going to make that right for them.
Yeah, no, that's good. You were, and explain a little bit how this happened. You were the queen of the city of Claremont, which is in California, if
Yes.
you didn't know, and a liaison with its sister city in Mexico.
Right, Guanajuato.
Yes.
Guanajuato, Mexico.
Yeah.
I was very blessed. There were like 34 women, girls that applied, and I really didn't think I won. There was another girl who thought she won, and she stood up when they said my name, and I thought, well, that was a funny part of competition.
Yeah.
You find out how people really are.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but that was, I was blessed to go there and really make Claremont shine. And they taught me a lot of things about Guanajuato, many things,
Yeah. Been to Claremont many, many times.
Yeah, we have 5 colleges there.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
we have
wonderful
water?
city. You have managed collections, business registrations, and official state records. The notary public appointments. You all right?
Yeah, I just need
Okay.
water.
You want some water?
Yeah, may I?
Okay. We'll get you some water. So we want you to stay in one piece.
Okay.
And you have served on various boards
I have.
for the
Thank you.
third biggest office in Nevada, behind the governor and lieutenant governor. And you've done a lot. How has any of your previous work experience, how is it going to help you in this job that you're going to get as Secretary of State?
I'm going to tell you, we're going to build commerce. We're going to build, I know how to deal with people. I speak Spanish as my first language. I know what people need to get, how to start and how to give them credit for what they know. And what they don't know, we have to
Yeah.
get them trained.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
there are some people that are excellent in certain things, but they don't know the process.
Right.
So God
Right.
gives us a chance to
Yeah.
go through processes.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm good at. I know how to I listen to people. I want them to be the best they can be. If I see that they really do want to be the best they can be, and we can build their process, people starting off with businesses, we could give them an incentive. And that would be not to charge so much. In the beginning, the fees are outrageous now in the Secretary of State's to open up a business. And we have to give them an incentive.
Yeah.
And they need to have, and guess what? They can't leave that incentive. Once you take it, you can't say, okay, I messed up on this business. I'm gonna let it go. No, we're gonna watch them. Why? Because we have to build the economy again.
Absolutely.
We're hurting here,
Yeah,
and they
we
don't know.
are.
People are acting, oh, I don't see, I don't hear. Believe me, it's not there. It's not. They have to understand. We have to face it, like we're facing these cameras. We have to face the people, and we have to face the goodness of what people have to get
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, and you have to give them your plan, good reasons why you want things to change, and
Yes.
and they need to change. What would you say, Socorro, is the biggest difference between you and the current incumbent, other than him being a Democrat?
He didn't do anything. Meaning, now he's opening up and saying a couple of things, but the website for the Secretary of State lacks in many, it's a very difficult navigation process. And then it turns off all the time. I mean, when we were trying to I've tried it for many reasons, but then they took off a lot of people who don't know if they owe money for this, for their corporation.
Yeah.
Guess what? You try. I don't know if they're using AI or they don't use their, the people answering the phones. But we have to get live people there again.
No
people,
doubt.
People don't like talking to AI.
No, they
I mean,
don't.
really. And it's so we need. If they're getting paid and that on the executive budget, when I'm going to, when I check that all out, I'm going to see if there's somebody's supposed to be getting paid to work in that office and answer the phones, not AI.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to everything, all the different people in those offices, and take care of the people. The people need attention. They have questions, and guess what? We're supposed to be there to help them move the economy forward.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Unlike candidates that are running for to get elected in certain districts, and even some of the judicial races, which are nonpartisan, by the way, are you knocking on doors and walking neighborhoods and finding out what's on the mind of
Oh, yes. I went through-
potential voters?
I did, and I went through most of the counties. I'm telling you, I learned so much, and they all think the way we do, Dennis. People want the truth. They don't want to live other people's lives anymore. They
No.
want their information
Yeah.
to be exact, not to be altered, and they all have different needs, but it's basic.
Yeah.
And they need to be taken care of. Now, we don't have enough people who care, in the sense that they just want to do their way, not the way that's going to work. You have to be able to, like a palm tree, when it gets windy, the reason they don't come down that easy is because they bend.
Right.
Right? And so
Right.
we have to be more understanding, and we have to know that we have to work on many things that aren't working. Our boundaries are not correct yet with the state of Nevada. We have to work with the fact that the 37th parallel, you're going to find out more information as time goes by, since 1866, that we're not, the Southern Nevada, 5 counties out of the 17, part of 4, were not. They're not in our Constitution. They were not. The people did not
Well, that's
vote on
interesting.
it. They didn't vote on it
Wow.
yet, and we can fix that. But the people have to vote on it,
Yeah.
and it didn't happen yet. It didn't happen yet. So, if you read Tyrants of Tyranny 2, you're going to find out, and all the evidence that's there that's never been brought out. I'm not allowed. It's gone to court, but the judges don't want to deal with it. They want to act like it doesn't exist, but there's all the evidence now. So I've been looking into that, because we can fix anything if we face it. We can't layer it with more lies. We just have to face it and let the people know, guess what, we're going to fix this.
Yeah.
And we're going to make things so that people trust us again. Remember, people trust us to come here and gamble
Yeah. Yeah. That's
their
very
money
true.
and keeps the commerce going.
That's exactly right. What would you say is the best part of being, when you get elected, Secretary of State?
You know what? The best part is simple to me. Seeing people smile and be happy about where they're at and what they're doing for their families and for the community. That's what's happy. Happy is when people understand that we're working together and we all have different things to offer. We can't be competing with the same things and expecting different
Yeah.
results. I want to see smiles, more smiles, not arguments. I don't want to see arguments. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, you got to be happy. And it's a lot of people don't know they know the title Secretary of State, but they really don't know the inner workings. And that's why I suggest it'd be great if you could do a show like this weekly to let people know what your office has been up to, what's changing. You keep track of the legislature.
Yes.
And they would be more informed as to what your office does.
No, I love what President Trump does. If once we correct the voting, and that's important. Why? Because even in FIFA, did anyone watch soccer? I'm sure most of you did. You would know any sport, they just want the truth. They don't know. They don't care so much as who won, but you just want the truth. And why? Because you can live with the truth. And then the thing is, President Trump is doing us so much wonderful, so much going in the right direction, because he's letting people know whether they like it or not, but he's being honest. He's saying, look, this is what's happening. He is paying attention to the world, how it affects us. We like to isolate ourselves in our little home.
That's true. That's a good point.
And we layer it into just maybe to go to church, work, and family. But we forget that other things affect us and infect us. And we have to pay attention to everything, Dennis, that's going on. And he lets people know. And that's what people need to know from the Secretary of State's office, that you have to keep them posted. Cisco, the kid, never did that. He's never, I mean, this guy, you can't even, they don't even have a physical office where you can really see him there. You never see him. No. So what we have to pay attention to is, you have to be there for the people. You're there for the people and because of them, not because it's for yourself. There's no personal agenda here that needs to take precedence over anything else.
Does the Secretary of State travel?
Yes. But you know what you got to build the economy. Got to build it. Not only, you can't, we're kind of at we got stumped with the governor. You know, it's a lot of these things that they're building certain things to make up revenue, but it's not business. I mean, when you look at Switch, you know what that is. That's all data information. People don't want it.
No.
They don't want it.
It's like all these data centers now that are making headlines every day.
They don't want it. I listened to them. They said, guess what? Don't use our clean water that's close to what? Our farms and our agriculture, everything. Yeah. And then it comes out poison. Too much electricity. You talk about them telling you and I, hey, you can't use water at a certain time of the day. Well, guess what? But guess what? We're using it for you so we can find out everything about you. And that's not what we want.
No.
Nobody wants that. We don't want PP Toms.
No.
We could figure out who they were, but we can't figure out who these guys are, you know?
Yeah, that's true. If somebody wanted to, of course, as you know, it takes money to run a campaign. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. How can people help you? They can contribute.
They can contribute to, send me an email, Socorro89014 @gmail.com. And I would love to, you know, I like, it's not only contributing money. I want to know what the cause is, because we want to make sure that I don't want to owe anyone money if they're going to make me do something that I don't want, that I know is wrong.
Right.
I mean, you know, I'm sorry, but we have to take the highest road of prudence, and also we have to, you know, listen to God's things, you know, of heaven. We don't have much time on earth, honestly, Dennis. And I have kids, I have grandkids, and I want them to know that everything we have, people paid their lives for it. You know, they did. It didn't come to them easily. It came to them because of the cause was God. It was our family, and it was our country. And they have to remember that if we don't remember those things and practice it and our Constitution and put it to work, because we're not putting it to work yet. We're just saying it's there. The Bible's there, basic instructions before leaving Earth. But guess what? They hold on to it when they speak. But you have to practice what it says.
Well, true.
We're not doing that. And you know, if you look at President Bukele, he's the president of El Salvador. Guess what he did? He got rid of all the corrupt judges and the corrupt attorneys. And guess what, guys? That's the cancer of the United States. If we can take care of that problem, we would not have all these caused problems. We have to, God forgives us for more than anybody could ever do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to pay attention.
You do. That's a very good point. I can't remember whether I asked you this. With all the offices available to run for, what caught your eye about Secretary of State?
The Secretary of State, I know a lot about a lot of things because God bless me with so many opportunities to learn about paper tricks. I know paper tricks. I know how they steal people's properties. I know so much that they don't like me. A lot of the people right now that are in office, they don't like me because I know what they did, how they did it to steal people's properties. And they're doing it right now to a lot of people.
Wow.
So if you don't, you know what? There's a lot that I can't say more because they've already done with me. They're done. My properties were taken away from the courts, 27 judges, and Lombardo was involved. He was involved when he was a sheriff. During COVID, they took all my
Wow,
properties. Oh, yeah. So I know how, my neighbor is Wayne Newton. You can't make this stuff up. So the thing is, they think that they won, but they didn't. They used the money. They got $860,000 on my property. I can't get anything from our sheriff who was at the time. I tried to reach out to him and say, "Hey, what did you do there? You know, how could you do this on a imaginary foreign judgment?" And he didn't pay attention. And he's running around like he runs when he sees me. But I just want him to fix it. That's all. Anybody who does wrong someone else or who they are, the whole group, they can fix it. But they can't do it running away.
No, they can't.
And I challenge him to speak to me and correct what he did wrong. Because they did an imaginary foreign judgment sheriff sale during COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying, and hopefully we'll get word pretty soon as to when the governor is going to be on the show. He's been on before,
Yes.
and got a lot of questions to ask him.
Yeah, we can fix it, Dennis. We can fix anything. If we hurt somebody or their whole family like they did to me, and they're doing it to other people. There's actually there is a documentary called The Guardian. It's on YouTube, and you need to watch where it says Las Vegas crime and politics, and you will see what I'm saying has thunder to it. It's not just something you can
you
close
told me
your
about
eyes and
that,
say, "Whoa, you don't pay attention." So we have a lot to do, Dennis. We
Yeah.
can do it, and you know what? It's gonna go viral. Why? Because people want the truth. They want someone to have the courage to tell the truth.
Yeah, well, I agree. I agree 100%. All right, folks, the election is coming up pretty soon, November, and you've got to do your homework, number one, on the candidates, their philosophy, what they believe in, what they would like to change. And the most important thing is you've got to get out and vote.
Go out and vote. Yes.
So when
It
you
counts. It should
get
count.
to the ballot and you see Socorro's name or whoever, I'm here, I'm going to vote, and you
Mm-hmm.
make your decision.
Right. And just I want to clarify something because I'm extremely honest. Jim Marchant is the one who's on the other side right now.
Right.
Okay. So Jim, my question to you would be pay attention to what people want. Okay. It's very important. It's not an ego thing. We can't ease God out anymore. So we have to make sure that we take care of the people and that you can put everything above what's not truthful to the people.
Exactly.
We can do it.
Yeah. And this is a 4-year term,
It's 4-year term. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something that's extremely important.
so it's enough time for you to get in there and change some stuff.
Yes, yeah, I know how to do it. I know that the people, honestly, we know that the numbers are wrong. We all know it, and that's why President Trump is on it. He's on it like nobody's business, and he's paying attention to the fact that guess what? Don't hide it anymore, because we all know it's kind of like we know other countries cheat. We do know that. And they have to vote too.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
penalties if you do not vote.
Yeah.
So we have nothing. We're just saying, oh, okay, it happened. And, let's close our eyes and pretend it's so real. We
Yeah.
can't do that. This isn't a program show. This is something that is so important to us. That's our inalienable right to vote, and
Exactly.
let's do it.
That's exactly
And
right.
please,
Take
people-
advantage of what you were given and kind of what you're expected to do and what you should do
Yes.
as a civil, obligation. But anyway,
Thank you, Dennis.
I want to thank you for
Thank
coming
you,
on,
Dennis.
and the
And I
best
wish
of luck
you
to
the
you.
best, you.
By the way, you have any things coming up as far as fundraisers, appearances, or anything like that?
Well, I'm reaching out to the North. I'm going to do something that no one's ever done. We're going to bring the North with the South so that we don't have different stories about things. So I'm working with different people who have different broadcasting shows, and we're talking about the truth now. Now we don't want anyone to be afraid anymore. If you have anything you want to bring
Yeah.
out, just send it to me. I will read it. Socorro, SOCORRO 89014 at gmail.com. I will pay attention. I will reach out to you. But let's learn to be kind and peace on earth to everybody. And I mean that not just on Christmas. I mean that we have to pay attention on all these things that make sense to what we grew up with.
You're right. You're right.
So-
Absolutely agree 100%. 100%. See, told you. Wonderful philosophy, Socorro Keenan. Remember that when you go vote, and you got to make sure you get out and vote. Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you,
you're welcome. I
everyone. And
told you we
thank
had a great-
everyone. And I want to thank everyone who voted for me. I'm very grateful with all my heart. And I know you have to just stand up for what's right. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I just want to do 4 years, fix it, and leave. That's it. That's all we have to do. We have to make room for other people
Well, yeah.
so that we just can keep the model going.
exactly right. Exactly right. So I appreciate it. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Pick Your Politics. We will be back soon with another candidate. Like I say, we just try to get them a little up close and personal to you so you get a little better insight as to where they're coming from and learn a little bit about them and their personality, and you make your own decision. But it's a very, very important position. So until then, for Socorro, I'm Dennis Silvers, and we're going to
Thank you,
see you soon. So long, everybody.